So should be connecting soon. The levels is good. The levels is good. Let me get this pop-out chat going.
Yo.
Hey, yo, who's here? Who showed up? Who showed up? All right. Oh, so we still got him.
No, it's just us for now.
All right. Okay. Let's see where the chat is going. The stream is healthy. What's up with the chat? There we go. Here we go. Boom, boom. Look it, like it. Oh, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up? Are we crispy? Let me go. Hold on. Let me push out the bat signal. Oh. Gamer Boy was good. Aquí todo está bien, mi amigo. Let me send out. Let me get Avengers Assemble. Does it sound good? Sound is equalized. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too low now, right? Now, it's not like the last time, right? I don't know what the hell happened last time. But we sounding good?
Yeah, I'll say a few words just so that people can comment.
Okay, sounds good to me. All right. What up, P-Rock? All right. What's up? All right. We got some good stuff to talk about. But let me push out the bat signal and let everybody know that we are rocking live.
Get the people in here.
You know what I'm saying? If not, me and Extreme got it. The show must go on. Ain't that right, Extreme?
Yo, we got this. All
right, let me see. Let me text this out. Let's see, and because it's off schedule, because normally it's on. Again, it's on. Normally, I'll show it's on Tuesdays. So hopefully they could show up, but it's understandable if they can't, because this is impromptu. But we're gonna do what we do. Yo, what's up with my brother Jay Bari? Like, what happened to his account? He got ethered.
Well, I thought he was taking a break from Twitter.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that, sometimes he likes to go into his own personal mood, which I fully understand.
Yeah.
So I think that's all.
Okay. Whatchamacallit? Nah, I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can you say something Extreme? Because I'm trying to adjust the volume because my headset is loud as hell.
No.
All right, perfect.
Oh, yeah. No, I can keep talking until you get it right.
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much. All right. Okay, we'll see, man. Hopefully, I call out the bat signal. But hopefully we'll have a good show. Some new stuff came out, especially that I definitely want to talk about. So I might adjust the title as we keep going. But for that, hold on. Let me get that. But for everybody else, to the chat, love you guys. If you hook me up, hit the like button, retweet it out, get the crowd going, because we're going to have some good conversations, you know what I'm saying? And then, the bat signal's out, so let's do it, But hey, I'll start out, man. We got Extreme here. Got a lot of positive feedback from everyone here about, Extreme showing up, and I'm starting to see some videos from you. So, did the podcast help open up your creative juices, just getting out there, putting out points? What's going on, man? Because I've seen a couple of videos now. You're getting a bit more involved.
Yo.
Did you get your cherry popped? Did 60 frames no lag pop your cherry? Is that what happened?
Wow, okay.
I think you got your cherry popped. And now you hoeing all out in the street. Like, what's going on here, bro?
What do you say to that other than yes?
I just gave him a little bit of weed, and now he out here doing lines of coke. What are we doing here, bro? Like, what's going on, man?
I never knew. I never knew until I came here,
bro. Like, people I'm seeing people who quote tweeting you, be like, "Oh, his PSVR take." I'm like, "Yo, go ahead, Rockstar, go ahead. You starting some shit, man. What's up? How's that feeling? Now you're getting that attraction, doing some, you bring down your points. How does that feel, bro?
Listen. So for people who are not in the know, I now have a Twitter and I'm putting some videos up on it, which is it's interesting because
as you should.
Thank you. It's only like 2 minutes that you have, so you can't really get into the nuance, which is obviously why YouTube exists. And if I ever go onto YouTube, that would be the next step, I suppose. But I feel that it's frustrating when you say something in the video and then people completely glimpse over that and then attack you saying that, oh, you never say this or you say that when you didn't say that. It's like, it's 2 minutes, guys. How hard is it to understand something when it's just 2 minutes? So I don't know how y'all put up with it, because I'm just like...
Because, so the trick is you have to revel in the fuckery, like me. Like, I lived in the darkness, so I embraced it. I embraced the darkness with no hopes of glimpse of light. I don't need the light. I revel in it. If I want the serious conversation to transition over from Twitter, then that's what the YouTube's for. Because here, you could get the actual context. But Twitter, like I said, the basic... Twitter is simply this. You can go make a 1 minute video, say, hey, when I go to the ice cream shop, I really like their chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream is my favorite flavor. And that's all. Somebody will say, what do you have against strawberry? Why do you have to be a piece of shit and not mention strawberry? And that is Twitter in a nutshell.
Okay.
They infer
that makes a lot of sense.
The absence. So to them, the absence of information is you inferring information. That is Twitter in a nutshell. So because you didn't say anything about strawberry, then that means you have something against strawberry flavor or vanilla or all the flavor. So like in order to appease Twitter, right, you would have to say, hey, chocolate is my favorite flavor, but as far as every other flavor, I have no problems with. But then somebody be like, well, you mentioned ice cream, what about cheesecake then? And now you're like, oh shit, so you might as well not talk about dessert at all then.
Fair enough.
So
call me Jay's,
call me Jay, what's going on, my brother? I'm glad you're here.
What's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
What's up?
I hope this didn't inconvenience either of you. I apologize for yesterday. So let me explain myself for yesterday, okay? So everybody knows I'm active duty Marine. And that's the priority. So something came up, and I had to work extra hours, to get something done, and that takes priority. There's nothing I can do about it.
Of course,
I can't tell.
You run a lot of fighting Phil Spencer.
Hey, I got a podcast to attend to. They're gonna look at me like, "What the fuck?"
I like the way Puerto is like, listen, a national emergency came up. Did you hear about the bomb last night? No? I'll do my job. I did my job.
I said plenty of times, do not be surprised if, like, one day, like, I just don't push out content. Like, no Twitter, no YouTube. Like, people be like, yo, what the fuck? It could be I'm deployed and I can't. It's not like I can tell you, hey, guys, I'm about to go to China and we're about to start some shit. I can't do that.
I want to deploy right here just in case if something happens. Come find me on Twitter.
The best I can do is say, hey, guys, you won't be seeing content from me for a while. And that's about it. And then that's it. See you when I see you.
Don't be humble. We all know that you're living that James Bond life. You're just like, I'm the suit up.
It's not James Bond life. It's not. I'm not, but that's just how it is. But it's not.
Of course, you're not a spy.
No,
of course not. Of course not.
It's just not.
Yeah, he's not Agent 47. He's Agente 47. Agente 47.
It's nothing special. It's just normal practices. That's just how it is.
Yeah, of course.
I know a lot of people will be pissed off. Like, where the fuck is Puerto Rico, that lazy bum? And I'm out there in China freezing my ass off, getting bombed. I'm like, these motherfuckers. Like these guys. But anyway, man, I'm glad you guys were able to show up. I appreciate it, man. So let's talk about So we'll start Extreme, man. How you been, man? What you been up to?
I've been good, as you said. I've been getting roasted on Twitter. Some people think that they can roast me somehow, but most people are dumb, and I'm just realizing it.
Hey, man, if you're right, you're right. Doesn't matter what people say.
That's it, man.
Listen. It's a burden sometimes.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Knowledge is a burden.
Right, doesn't matter what people say.
Yeah, I've been good.
Okay. Have you been playing anything?
Besides Twitter?
Let's see.
Besides Twitter?
Besides Twitter. I've been trying to get a platinum in Hades.
Ooh,
there is this
that's challenging.
If you get if you get Hades, there's this hit run called level 32, and it gives you like a final statue, and I've been trying to get there, and I failed like 10 times in a row. So I'm just playing against, that particular challenge, hoping to finally get it. Even the platinum, you don't need to do that. I just want to get, like, it's like a collectible, and it's right there, and I can't ignore it. So I just have to do it. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish right now. I see that God of War got the New Games Plus
drop.
New Games Plus, and they did so much more than just allow you to like redo your equipment again. So I'm really glad that they were able to implement so many things. So that's probably going to be the next big game that I go back to. Horizon Forbidden West is also upcoming with the DLC. So I feel like I'm going to be stuck in big games for a while, even though I was feeling my indie run. So I was feeling Hades, I was playing Death's Door, but I might have to put that on pause. Not too sure yet. Gonna finish Hades first, see how that goes.
Okay, all right, but then that's pretty challenging trying to do a
Hades?
A
platinum. Pretty impressed, man.
No, I feel like it's mostly time, because Hades is one of those games that allows you to get stronger in the game the more you go on.
Okay.
So your weapons get better over time. Okay. So it actually gets easier if you find the difficulty harder.
And you said you weren't trying to go for the platinum?
I am.
Oh yeah,
it's just that you don't need to do that particular challenge to get the platinum. Okay. But I want to do both.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Good stuff, man. That's good.
Yeah. I like when games are so good that you just want to do everything it has, even though it doesn't really.
That's me.
Want you to.
Yeah, I'm not a platinum guy, but if you look at any platinum that I do have, it's because I wanted it for that game, because the game was that good, it was that enjoyable, and I just wanted it. I wanted to put up with the little bullshits. Because that's 9 times out of 10, I don't go for platinum, because it's like, on one leg and blind while you're eating a pizza, throw a grenade that doesn't explode but kills 10 people. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't have the patience for that. But some games, I'm like, it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it, man.
No, I'm exactly the same as you. And the thing is, I love Hades so much that I actually played and beat it on PC first. Yeah. And then when it came to PlayStation, I was like, I got to do it again.
You want that trophy, nice.
Started all over, and then I was like, but I'm not a trophy hunter. It's just that I really, really love this game.
I'm the same way. So, I'm not a trophy hunter.
Yeah. When the games get so good, like, either you say this game is so good, I'm gonna go get the platinum just to play more of it, or you're already at 90%, so you're like, might as well finish it because this game is so good.
That's really what it is. You just want to find reasons to keep playing it, and I know what you mean, man.
That's true.
So call me Jay.
Let's
talk about you, bro. So you know what I'm saying. So how you doing, man? How you enjoying the worst version of Last of Us on PC?
I haven't played. I played that game way too much. I'm not buying that shit. I'm good.
I'm just joking with you, man. How's everything with you, brother?
All good, man. Just I've been on sort of like a repeat playing the same games. I've been playing a lot of Division. I've been playing Warframe again. Warframe is really good.
But those are
Battlefield.
Those are good designed gas games.
Yeah, so Warframe is like an anomaly, honestly, because if you look at their like interviews and stuff, you see how basically the whole industry rejected them and their idea of making this space ninja MMO-like game, and then they're like, "Fuck it, let's just go on Indiegogo or whatever, so that they can get funding from people that are interested, like players," and it worked.
Yeah, that game is like huge. They put so much.
The game is really, really fun. I haven't played it in a long time, but one of my friends said, "Yo, jump back in, let's play." So I played one. The thing I love about Warframe is that, unlike on Destiny, where you jump on a mission and you have to finish it, you can't just linger around. On Warframe, the missions are more structured around like, since you're starting the game off, we're going to teach you about the mechanics, so just play through it and beat it, and that's it. But you can come back to the same mission and just stay there for hours, and the enemies will continuously get harder and harder, and the harder they get, the better loot they drop. Yeah. So you can just keep playing the same missions if you enjoy them that much, and you will still be rewarded by that.
Okay.
It's really good. And like the developers are very like pro-consumer. Like there was this guy that was in charge of like microtransactions and stuff like that, and he talked about in an interview how when they added the pet system where you can have an animal, he can follow you and scavenge with you and stuff. He added a system where you pay a certain amount of platinum, which is the premium currency in that game, and you can basically have a slot machine that randomly gives you a color palette for the animal. And then whatever colors you get, you can either keep them or sell them back to other players. And then he said that there's a person that rolled that shit like 200 times, and he was like, "Oh fuck, I don't like that." And then he said he took like a day or two to remove it. He said that monetarily they were gonna make a lot of money, but he didn't feel good about that. Like how many times have you seen a dev say that they put a system in where they can make bank, but they felt so bad because it was basically gambling that they took it out.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
I love that. They asked their community how much do you think we should charge for this? What's fair, And the community votes. This is what we think is fair, and that's what they go with. That's the price they go with.
The majority.
They don't set the prices.
That's
They don't set the prices. They talk with the community. Hey, how much is this? How much do you want?
That's pretty incredible.
I really like it. Yeah, very incredible. And now you're starting to see more and more games trying to be that. Yeah. Destiny's trying to be that. There's no Destiny 3. They just want to stick with Destiny 2 and just keep making that game, and that's it. Yeah. So, very interesting.
Yeah, well, they do have, when Sony bought, around the time Sony acquired Bungie, they did mention there's a new IP in the works. I don't know if it was shortly after.
Yes.
Because there was a new IP, so I don't know if it's Destiny 3 or if it's a new IP. That's a good question.
Rumor has it is like their old Bungie IP. I forgot what it's called. They had an IP before.
Marathon?
They had a few IPs.
Marathon?
Yeah, Marathon. So apparently the rumor is they're trying to bring that back as an extraction shooter, like Escape from Tarkov. Apparently, so that could work. I don't know about Marathon, but Bungie is like one of the tops when it comes to FPS shooters, like how it feels and stuff. So like they're even better than COD. So whatever they do, I'm gonna play it.
Okay, all right. So let's go. So hey, man, I appreciate you coming through. All right, hey. So let me just give a shout out to the chat. Hey, to the chat. To the subscribers, members, and all that stuff. And I want to truly appreciate your patience and stuff like that. And I mean, the room was full. Them people were chatting it up. Like even the show wasn't even on. It was like 9 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific, and everybody was just, I mean, that was incredible. I thought most of you guys would have just left, but y'all guys stuck around, man. That means something a lot. I apologize. It took me a while to get to you guys to tell you that the show's been rescheduled. I really apologize for that, but I didn't want to delay it to next week. I said, we got to go out here and talk to you guys. But hey, I want to truly appreciate you guys hanging out. And who we got right now? We got Brian East, who's a channel member. Thank you so much. Wild Wolf is up in here. Corral Ankle, thank you so much. That's me. C. Topsy's up in here. Spider-Man, our friendly neighborhood. AC channel members up in here. Gamer Boy, what's up? Mary Wilcox, thank you so much. Hey, I'm glad the audio is up to snuff, trying to give you the best that you guys deserve. Brian Walensky, he said Xbox is trash, Puerto Rock. Hey, man, don't know what to tell you. We got Philip K, what's up? CB3, what's going on? Alfonso Carter, channel member, thank you so much for rocking through. J-Row49, what's up? Who else we got down here? We got Steady Flow, what's up? Leech1399, he goes, all right, we back to a redo last night. Yeah, we press X to respawn. Just wait. I'm on permanent Twitter break. Oh, snap. Kratos99. He said, yo, P-Rock finally not late. Well, I needed an extra 24 hours to be on time. Impatient Fire. What's going on? I'm Chuck Gaming. Yo. What's going on, my brother? We got SSJ. He says, P-Rock saying, I want them royalties. Laugh out loud. I think he's talking about you Extreme. Derpy Delay. I'm a supporter. Hey, Extreme, if you start your YouTube channel, know I'm there. You got.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You
I
ain't
appreciate that.
You ain't even got to.
Yeah, I'll be your first sub.
Yep, there you go.
Man.
First sub.
Yep.
Man.
You'll have at least 2 subs on your channel.
You guys are making me blush.
Yep, and I'll be on the chat and I'll be like, man, this channel's dog shit. But I got you.
Oh, definitely. We're not here for positivity. Fuck that.
This channel's dog shit. JC, what's going on? Zero Steel, channel member. What's up? Who else? We got Aeolus Savici. The absence of evidence is evidence of absence to them twins. Oh, shit. My man broke it down. He broke it down Socrates styles. Not Socrates, but Socrates. Who else we got? Jackknife, what up? Man, I'm glad everybody's up in here. The Brain, what's going on? Kaladin Sama, man, you sound like a Jedi guy. That sounds like a Jedi name right there. I ain't gonna lie. You sound like from Star Wars character.
Sounds like a boss fight or some shit.
I'm like, oh shit. Sound like, someone you play on Dark Souls. You think, oh man, have you beat Kaladin Sama? That motherfucker whooped my ass. Like, oh shit. We got Liquid Data up in here. Manny Loco, what's up? Oh shit, I think Kevin Mack. Everybody, thank you. We got Rage Knot. He says Puerto Rock finally fixed his dog shit mic. The mic was fine. It's Windows, bro. Listen, the mic is always fine. It's Windows that be fucking with me because I swear to God, Phil Spencer got like a backhole. He got a backdoor to my fucking laptop. I know he does. Pain in the ass.
You should get on that Mac, man.
Listen, man, I've helped you fix your PC multiple times. Yeah. I told you to stop downloading porn from that website. Phil Spencer run that shit, okay?
I got ExpressVPN, man. That's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a VPN.
Hashtag ad.
It's me, baby 80 is also, he says, Returnal Plan was extremely satisfying. I was so close, but when I found out, like, one of the things you have to collect keeps changing, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Oh, the ciphers? Nah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
No.
It took me 17. It took me 17 hours to beat Returnal. All of it, like all, including the secret ending. But then it took me 70 hours
just to
get all of the ciphers.
Yo, I couldn't do it, man.
I did run after run after run, just looking for this one. I think the final one took me 20 hours before I got it. Like just one left.
Oh man, that's insane. I couldn't do it. I like, Abe. That's it, man. I couldn't do it, man. But yeah, the game I love Returnal. I love Returnal. Oh man, I hope they make a sequel and stuff like that. Curse King, yes. Donald Walker's up in here. Oh man, everybody's up in here. Chill. Vedger, what's going on? Lord Hork 9999. What's going on? Plus Ultras up in here. Anarchy channel member. Thank you so much for the support. We got, who else we got here? And we got the Vegeta 90 with the first super chat. Kicks it off with, what up? Process had to take a page out of your book on a cruise currently. Oh, wait, what up? Process had to take a page out of your book on a cruise currently? Oh, you on a cruise? Woo! Yo, I'm telling you, and listen, if there's one advice, if this is the only advice, anybody, whether it's here in the panel members, call me Jay Extreme, listen, if there's only one advice you take from me, one, and this is the only advice you will ever take from me, is get your ass on a cruise. Get your ass on a cruise. Don't listen to me for anything, not even gaming. Don't listen, man. It will change your life, bro. Oh my God. I got the post blues cruise, bro. I miss it every single day. Even my wife, once in a while, starts looking at cruises. Yo, it is different, bro. I never knew the hype behind it, but picture just not work. Like, we went on a 7-day cruise. Picture just being for 7 days, and you don't have to, like, literally worry about anything. Like, there is no worries. Not what you eat, not what you do. Like, there's nothing. It's just freedom, bro. It was 7 days of not. I was unplugged. Oh my God, it was such a great feeling, bro. You don't worry about what to eat, what to do. Your room's always clean. People cater to you. It is like just 7 days of, like, oh my God, it was the best experience. It was the best mental health break, stuff like that. Gabe, he said he's in the Navy on a 6-month deployment cruise. Now that's not the cruise I'm talking about. Not military. No. Civilian. Carnival, Virgin, Royal Caribbean. Yeah. If you on a mule, yeah, them shits is whack, bro. That shit, that ain't it, bro. Nah, dog. Hell nah. Oh snap! But shout out, but if you're enjoying that cruise, man, enjoy it, man. It was an amazing experience, but hey. Besides that,
hit the like button. Hit the like
button. Tweet this out. Let's start with the first topic. PSVR2. Apparently.
Oh, juicy.
Juicy.
Trash.
Juicy.
Ooh, like, ooh.
That shit is trash.
It's spooky. It's shaky.
Game Pass.
I'm just saying game, it doesn't have Game Pass, but I'm saying apparently only sold like around 275,000 out of the 1 million Sony prepared. Let's talk about let's just talk about what's your opinion with the information we got so far. So since launch, it only sold a little over 200,000, between 200 and 300,000, right? We don't have to talk about the specifics.
That's a suggested price, right? Like the suggested sales.
Yeah. What do you guys...
It's projected, actually.
Yeah. But what...
Projected. Yeah.
What do you guys feel if let's say if it was verified, let's say it only sold 250,000. That's it. Out of, let's say,
can I go first?
Out of you'll go for, out of, let's say, 2 million that they have prepared. What's your I'm not asking you to state a fact, just what's your personal opinion? How do you personally view that? That's all. I'm not asking you to speak on behalf of Sony, just your own personal look at that.
Alright, cool. So first I want to just clarify, we know no information about what Sony prepared, what they expected, or what they sold. Okay, now that aside, if it was true that we have the 300,000 in a month, that seems impressive to me. Okay. Actually. Okay. Because when you look at the pace of PlayStation VR 1, I would not expect, if I were Sony, I would not expect to vastly outdo that at the beginning, because again, this is a niche market. This isn't a market where you're just going to come out the gate and then it's going to sell like hotcakes. This is a bit like Ferrari when they release a car. They're not expecting to sell 3 million units in 1 week. It's a very specialized market. It does come at a premium price, and it is only for people who are actually going to be able to make use of it. A little bit like a sports car, like a high-end sports car. You're really looking at the people that want to take it to the track. You're not looking at mom and dad that want to go pick up the kids and everything. So I just can't imagine that Sony had this wild expectation that they were going to sell like 3 million in a month. So again, going with the figure of like 270,000 units, that seems impressive to me. And then the second reason is that this was really a soft launch. One of the things that I pointed out on Twitter is that the biggest barrier to PlayStation VR is that people have an uncertainty towards it. I've been gaming for 20 years. I have no idea if I'm going to enjoy PlayStation VR. I have no idea if I'm going to use it a lot. I have no idea if I'm going to be motion sick. I have no idea if I'm going to find it compelling. I have no idea if I'm going to even like it the one time that I use it. So Sony only selling it in America through the PlayStation Direct store, where you basically have to pay to try, that to me screams, okay, this is a soft launch. We don't really need this to be flying off the shelves because we haven't put it on any shelf. So that's my quick take on it.
Okay, all right, good point. All right, Call Me Jay, how do you feel about this? Again, not to speak on, it's not about us knowing what Sony wants, just your own personal view, just your own perspective.
So I pretty much disagree with everything that Extreme. I'm just kidding. I agree with most of what he said.
He says, you are wrong. I'm like, oh, here we go.
It needs Game Pass. Let's
get ready to rumble.
No. But yeah, like most of the points that he was gonna bring up, that I was gonna bring up, he already brought up. Like for the fact that it's more so a soft launch, because like he said, it's not on retail stores. You can't go to Best Buy and grab a PSVR2, but you can a Quest 2. You know what I mean? So it goes to show, like, without knowing what the numbers really are, what they were estimating and whatnot, according, like, going by the things that we know, which is that it's not on retail, and not only it's not on retail, but it being on the PlayStation Store alone, it outpaced the PSVR 1, which PSVR 1 had more of a hype behind it back then, because it was more, VR was more new. VR is more established now. It's a lot bigger. It's just not huge, but it's more established now. People more so can see what VR kind of is because of Quest 2 and other VR headsets that's been out on the market. And the fact that the PSVR 2 being on that on the PlayStation Store, digitally only, is outselling it according to these numbers, which are not factual yet, is pretty impressive, like Extreme said. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Like I'm just expecting, Sony always talks about numbers, so what I'm really hoping to see out of PSVR 2 is a success for them. I want them to grow. They're not gonna be on the level of like their console or Nintendo Switch or a Kinect or something like that. Not even the Quest 2. They're not gonna touch the Quest 2 in terms of sales, but they don't have to. All they need to do is get enough numbers if at all, outsell the PlayStation VR1 lifetime sales eventually. Because what was holding PlayStation VR1 back wasn't necessarily the sales, it was the hardware. And that's something that we have now with PlayStation 5. It's powerful enough to power like actual true VR games and not just quote unquote experiences. So I don't think they're necessarily worried too much about the sales because there's a lot of PlayStation 5s out there already, and it's only a matter of time before people want to try stuff out. And eventually when or if they come out with exclusive games, like imagine Spider-Man in VR, which we already had it before, like a demo, and it worked. Imagine God of War in VR. Imagine SOCOM in VR. We already have Gran Turismo. So imagine, I agree partially with Extreme saying that people are uncertain about it, but Quest 2 has been out for so long and it's been so cheap that people can just go around showing people how VR is, or they can go to a store and put the Quest 2 on, like your brother Doc Dark did a couple days ago. So all it really takes for the people that already own the PS5 is for Sony to show them, hey, this is why you need it, because PlayStation a full Spider-Man game is in VR. A full God of War game is in VR. So those people that have never tried VR out but have a PlayStation 5, they're gonna be like, fuck me, I gotta play that shit. I don't care. I'm gonna buy it and try it out because I need to play those games. And that's my take.
Okay. All right, good to go. Hey, I think we generally agreed. So, give my perspective. So, with the rumored sales, I said to myself a couple of things. And they try to compare it to PSVR 1. But I said, kind of like what Extreme said, I don't think Sony, and this is just my opinion, could possibly have expected a huge amount of sales. Because the decisions they made, and I even said personally, some of the decisions they made and how they launched the PSVR2 was kind of odd. Number one, they restricted it to just their digital store, to their direct store. To me, kind of weird, right? Now I understand the logic. The logic was, well, they're trying to, prevent scalpers. I'm like, all right, I kind of get it, but they pretty much excluded a lot of people that would get it, but don't like to shop online for certain things, like me. I didn't buy the VR only because something that expensive, like TVs, consoles, this VR.
You don't feel comfortable.
I don't feel comfortable buying it online, not even through Amazon or Best Buy. So, like, I'm gonna wait till there's a brick and mortar store where there's Best Buy, GameStop, preferably the military exchange, right? Because I don't have to pay taxes there, right? So it's just whatever the MSRP, whatever is the actual price. But if, let's say, none of the exchanges could get it and I have to get it through Best Buy or GameStop, I'm fine with that. But those type of expensive products, I always go through a store. I don't buy my refrigerators and microwaves and stoves online. I don't. I gotta go to the store. I gotta see it. I gotta look at it. I gotta put my hands on it. Yep. This is why I'm gay. Things like games, smaller products, $50, $100, maybe $150 range, I have no issues. But the expensive peripherals or devices, I don't even buy phones online. It's I gotta see it in the store. You gotta put the box in my hand. And that's just me, right?
It's easier to return as well.
Yeah, especially like within the first 30 days. And
you don't gotta go through shipping and all that crap.
Buy a major expensive product and then somebody steals it because they left it in front of the door. Like, imagine leaving a $500, $600 product in front of the door and walk away. Like, it's not like right now I live in my house that I have in North Carolina. No, I live in an apartment complex. So literally, they just drop it in front of my door, and anybody could grab it if they realize what it is.
That's one scenario. Yeah. It could come in wet or like dented and busted when you open it.
There's just so much, right? So that's what I don't deal with it. So that's one. The second thing is the people who don't mind buying stuff online, but they have their preference on one online store. Maybe people prefer Amazon. Like if people were to buy online, they want to go through Amazon or they want to go through Walmart, So they remove all those people, right? So there's a lot of things they limited to who they want to sell to just by right of only strictly buying it through the Sony Direct store. So that's number one. Number two, right, the way I see it, is PSVR is still clashing. Unlike PS4, let me backtrack. By the time PSVR 1 came out, the PS4 was widely available. a lot of people were buying it, but it wasn't like the hot item, if you know what I mean. It wasn't this high demand item. It was normal. You go to a store, you get a PS4. Like the actual console was no longer the talk, right? But PlayStation 5, it is still like the talk. Like, oh, I gotta get me a PS5. Oh, it's finally in stores. Oh, I gotta go reserve on Amazon. Like it's 2023. Yet PS5 is still feels like year one of the console, where people are still talking about it like it's the hot new item, right? Even though it's 2023. Yep. So there's no time to really talk to people about PSVR2 when people are still focusing on just getting a PS5. Let alone talk about something else. Like, people are like, well, hold on, bro. Like, I'm trying to get me a PS5, and you're here talking about VR? Let me get the PS5 first, right? So we're still in that phase. Yep. And then if that wasn't bad enough, we're still in a phase of trying to move on from the PS4. So I'm trying to, talking to people, hey, VR2 is great. I have friends that be like, bro, I'm just trying to, like, get actual PS5 games and not these cross-gen titles. So you're here talking about VR. How about we get actual PS5 games first? So that's another thing. So some people, like, PSVR2 is a long conversation. Can we get actual more PS5 only games that truly show what these consoles do? Some people don't want to hear about VR2 because they still haven't even got what they really wanted to begin with. So VR2 is not like 4 where we were already getting PS4 games and we weren't getting cross-gen games. PS4 was out all over the place. It was normal. Right now, people are still tired of the cross-gen games. So I think right now, PSVR 2 is not in the same position VR1 was. The hot item is the PS5, and people are still more focused on when can we move on from cross-gen. I think that's the number one thing right now. When are we finally?
I think, in my opinion,
move on from cross-gen?
I think, in my opinion, as well, the way that people see it, the people that are not on Twitter 24/7, right? Mm-hmm. The way that they see the whole situation when it comes to PS5s and PSVR is that like you said, they're looking for the PS5 because they want the console. That's it. But they see that PSVR2. Majority of them are not gonna be like, "Damn, Sony, what the fuck?" They're gonna be like, "All right, I can wait. I'm gonna get that later, or whatever. I'm gonna get the console now." Yeah. Right? People on Twitter, they like to make you think that them putting a PSVR2 out right now is like, bro, I just got the console. It's as if they have no other choice but to freaking buy whatever Sony puts out, like Apple does with their phones, right?
Like, ignore it.
Yeah, like you've said multiple times throughout the years in your podcast, majority of people wait until things go on at a discount before they buy it. Majority of the consumers that own consoles are people that wait for that shit to go down to 300, 200, and that's when they buy it.
All right.
So
can I just step in here?
Hold up. Shout out to Gaming Guy. No, he said last week P-Rock's mic was like he was calling in from McDonald's drive-thru. Oh shit. Oh snap. What are you gonna say, Extreme?
I was going to say that just if we look at technology, the landscape overall, new product categories usually go in 3 cycles. So the first generation usually has a hardware problem. Mm-hmm. Like, the idea is there, the concept is there, but the hardware is just not up to scratch. The second generation item usually has a software problem. So they have revised the hardware to where now most people can tolerate it or accept it. But now the software library, the software optimizations, there's usually a software problem. And then it's at the third generation that you get mindshare. And that's what PlayStation VR2 doesn't have. We are basically just all saying different versions of it, but PlayStation VR2 does not have mindshare. It is not in people's minds, it's not top of the mind. And even people like me who know about it, I don't think I'm missing out on much. Now, I could be. Again, goes back to the whole, I haven't tried it, so I don't know what I'm missing out on. But for one reason or another, there's no mindshare. So, again, when people then throw out suggestions like, oh, reduce the price of the headset or put it on PC, I'm like, well, yeah, those things would be nice, and technically they will sell more units, but it wouldn't solve the biggest issue, and it wouldn't solve the mindshare issue. So,
and with mindshare, you need a title, right? Like, you need a title where you could be like, hold up, oh wow, that actually looks good. It's true. VR needs that. And that's
why I said that we're in the second generation. Yeah. We have a software problem, and so the third generation of PlayStation VR is the one that I actually think I'm going to buy. I don't know if I'm going to buy this one, but I think I'll buy the third one, because I think then that's when you will have the software problem fixed. By the time that you get to the third
and the software,
you have the software.
Agree with you.
That's actually
the last thing I want to say. Sorry, just before we go. Last thing I want to say is that when we get to the third generation, we'll have all of the games that are made for this headset that should be backwards compatible with this one. And that Sony has also released many brand new products into brand new product categories. They know this way better than I do. They released the Walkman, they released the PlayStation. They have been through numerous new product launches into emerging and niche categories. So I just don't imagine that they will somehow have these wild expectations for what they think they will sell.
Okay. What are you going to say, Jay?
Yo, my headset died, my bad.
Oh.
Well, it's your turn to speak. You were going to say something.
Oh yeah, I was saying I partially agree with you. I think that the way that you structure the whole generation thing is really well done, and I would agree with you. But I think VR is kind of in a different. How do I say this? It's kind of in it's in its own league when it comes to that way of putting or structuring hardware or software and stuff like that, because technically we're in VR Gen 3 now. When it comes to other competitors, Sony is just catching up now with PSVR2, which is like it's like the perfect compromise of a headset, taking things from the next gen and from the previous gen and merging them together to give you a pretty good headset for the price. And what I mean is PSVR 1 to 2, so much time has passed since those two hardwares in terms of the hardware and the software that they can produce, especially now with the PS5, that I think that problem that you're saying that gets solved in Gen 3 will get solved once PlayStation VR is in the stores, is in the retail stores, because the games, they're going to come. Like, you could see PSVR 1 games, some of them played pretty well for it being on that freaking camera with the freaking dildo lights that you use as controllers. It played pretty well for having that, and it looked amazing on the PS4, which is ridiculous. More so than stuff that's on PC. Like, the best games on PC are like 3 or 4 games. The majority of them, the PS4 games, were way better in terms of, from what I've seen, because I didn't really play it. I immediately went to PC VR. And I think that Sony has that expertise now and the knowledge, thanks to PSVR 1. And Insomniac, having worked on VR games before, multiple of them on PC and on the Quest, that now that they're acquired, they have that talent there to make pretty good VR games, and I think that's what we're going to get. I think that it's hard to not judge, but, put it on that spectrum that you put so well, because, like you said, it's technically a soft launch. It's not really out yet. Plus, we don't really know the roadmap for VR when it comes to them. I expect them to hopefully, right, come swinging hard as fuck with games. So much so that me having owned 4 or 5 VR headsets throughout 2018 till now, so their games will be so good that I might just get a PS5 and the PSVR2, even though I already have a high-end PC and a high-end headset already. So I expect them to do that with PSVR2, but we'll see.
So my only counterpoint is that when you say that because other headsets have moved forward, that PlayStation VR 2 actually lands closer to the third generation or in the third generation, I will say that doesn't actually work from the way that I see it. I think it has to be your own manufacturer and your own generations. Those are the ones that I count. And the reason is, for example, Sonos in the audio world has been doing wireless audio for ages now. Like, they've been doing it. People are super happy with the products. There's no dropouts whatsoever. Sony released their own version of a Sonos, multi-room wireless system. And the first generation, guess what? It has hardware problems. And guess what? The second generation, I bet you, will fix those hardware problems. And then people will be like, oh, how come the software doesn't match what Sonos does? So just because other competitors are ahead, I don't think it means that you releasing it somehow just lets you leapfrog a generation.
Well,
I have seen very few. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to counter that because, not to disrespect or anything, but I think that you're speaking from ignorance because you yourself haven't been in a VR culture or have tried a VR headset like extensively and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you look at the PSVR2 and you compare it to what's coming next from, for example, Meta or the HTC people or Pico, or you look at Valve and you look at HTC with their previous headsets, the PSVR2 is pretty much the highest end that you could put onto a consumer headset. There's nothing that they will do in the next 5 years that will replace the PSVR2. PSVR2.
But I'm not talking about hardware. I'm saying that the second gen has to solve software.
I'm saying that the hardware is done and is good to go for many years to come. What I'm saying is that Sony has the expertise to bring you that insane AAA quality software that's been lacking on PC because majority of people that are on the VR ecosystem just don't really buy the games because they're just focused on VR chat and other shit games like that. And the people that are on Quest, they do buy games, but since the Quest is basically a Snapdragon phone on your face, the graphics and the capabilities are not there until they come out with the Quest 3 and such, sort of like that. So they have the talent, they have the expertise, and they have the knowledge. And the software problem is partially solved right now. It's just that it's not on stores. It's not out for the mainstream to buy, like you said and Puerto Rock alluded to as well. Once that happens, and once they give us the roadmap, which I assume and I hope it's going to be banger games, that's going to be that fix that you're talking about. We don't have to wait a couple more years for that.
Fair enough.
All right. We should do a super chat. Grizzly Bear King, thank you for the super chat. Grizzly Bear says 270K in the first month is more than 30% of the Valve Index estimated lifetime sales over 5 years, and near 15% of the third best-selling VR headset life sales over 6 years, which is the Quest Go. Just saying. He's like, if y'all like data, if y'all like info, I'm just putting it out there. Perspective, that's some good data. Hey, let me add.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. If you're gonna talk about the super chat, go ahead.
Quick, yeah, I was gonna say real quick that if these numbers are true, it's very, like Extreme said, it's very impressive that they managed to sell this amount of headsets
with the limitations.
To people that are willing to go, through PlayStation Store. Which, how we know that they're so stingy about refunds on their game store, I would assume it's the same way on their freaking online store.
I guess, yeah.
Waiting for shipping and all this other crap, right? So, 300 plus K people went out and bought this through their store is very impressive. Yeah. And that's not the hardcore. The hardcore are not that many. I'm 100% sure about that.
Well, remember, is the 300K only numbers in America?
No, rumor I think is worldwide. I don't know. Okay. I can't tell you. I don't know. And again, that's the thing about rumors. I really can't answer that question, to be honest. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good question. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Now, let me ask you.
It's impressive.
Let me ask you a perspective, right? Because I was talking to somebody about VR sales and adoption rate, and they actually. Because I love how Extreme and you guys talked about generations. So those are some great points, and I appreciate those points because that's a good perspective. Let me add a different perspective. What if we look at VR your perspective is still valid, but what if instead of looking at VR as something that is tied to gaming and the success of console gaming, and look at it in its own industry, and it has to go through the same trials and tribulations as console gaming, right? And when somebody talked to me about that, and I was like, expand on that. Let me know. He goes, when console gaming first began, right? It began with, the first generation of gamings. And what were the first consoles? And I have the list right now. First generation was Magnavox Odyssey, Atari Pong, ColecoVision, Telstar series. Then he says, then the second gen of console was the Fairchild Channel F, which was the first cartridge, right? Where you could now have individual cartridges and stuff. Atari 2600, the Mattel Intellivision, ColecoVision. Then Generation 3 was the Nintendo Entertainment System, which helped recover the crash of 1983, the Sega Master System, and the Atari 7800. Then Gen 4, TurboGrafx-16. You got the Sega Genesis, Neo Geo, the Super Nintendo, and he goes, and it wasn't until Gen 5 where you got the Sega Saturn and the Nintendo 64, but it wasn't until Generation 5 where gaming started becoming mainstream, and that's because PlayStation saw gaming as something more than what it was doing. And Sony helped bring the cinematic quality, the story, and all that stuff, right, with CDs and all that. And it was the first console to sell 100 million. That's when, before PlayStation, in that generation, gaming was doing good. It was making money, but we gamers were still a niche crowd. We were still considered the nerds, right? The mainstream community didn't adopt the title gamer. Gamer before PlayStation, it was, oh, those are the gamers, you know, the guys who don't know how to play sport. You know how many times where I told people, oh, I played Nintendo and Sega and all that stuff, and they think I couldn't play sports or whatever. And even though I played baseball and basketball and I was in boxing, you know, people thought, they're like, it was two separate groups. You had the gamers and you had the jocks. But the concept of a jock and a gamer being one, nah, you were the nerds. You were that crew. It wasn't until PlayStation when now everybody's like, oh man, gaming's awesome. And now all of us are like,
not even. Because like, if you remember it, that whole like that shift that you're talking about mostly started on the PS3, like mid-gen on the PS3. Yeah. Is when I feel people started to be more like, yeah, I'm a gamer. Yeah, that's cool, right? Yeah.
And now you got gamers who don't even play games calling themselves gamers, right? It's funny how shit like, PlayStation, like now you don't even play games and you're a gamer, like because you want to talk on Twitter, like what? PlayStation 2 made it bigger, but look how long it took for that to happen. 5 generations. Yeah. 5 gens. The first console gen was 1972. And PlayStation came out in 1995. So he's like, what if VR is going through that same trials and tribulation? Where it's just going through generation of like, oh, all right, whatever, not interested. But at a certain point, because of a game or something, it just breaks out to where now everybody's like, yo, this is incredible.
Yeah, in my opinion,
what do you think about that? That VR is going through those same trials and tribulations.
I agree. It's going through similar ones. Like it's good. It's not a bad thing to compare to that. But obviously, you know, perspectives are different when it comes to VR because the gaming. What's growing VR right now mostly is gaming on the Quest 2 on PC and on PlayStation as well. So gaming is already super established and super popular, and a lot of people that don't really know that much about VR, the only metric that they can use to compare VR success is console, right? So they're like, it's not that good because it's not matching the Nintendo or the PlayStation, even though it's unrealistic to do that because
it's a totally different category. It's
impossible to do that. Yeah. Right. So like that person told you, VR is its own thing, and it really is. The only thing that's like the PlayStation is the only one really that's sort of tying it to their console because they have to, because that's what they want to do. But aside from that, VR is moving in many different ways. VR is like a family tree. It's like the root is going all sorts of places, you know, beyond gaming, beyond entertainment, beyond workflow and all that other stuff. So it's growing in many departments, right? But as for gaming, in my opinion, the Quest 2 is sort of like the PS2 generation when it comes to the Quest 2. The PSVR 2 is like scratching that PS3 generation itch right now. It's like crawling into that generation when it comes, if you want to compare it to a console. Well, because if you really look at it, PS2
could the Quest be more like the Super Nintendo, where like you see the popularity, but it's still because Super Nintendo was a great console and a lot of people have it, but the market was still. You guys are still gamers. Like it ain't mainstream. It ain't mainstream, right? Would you say that's a better comparison?
It has like 20 plus million users. I mean, I don't know. Like I've already
like PS2. That was like the DVD player alone. Everybody wanted it. You know what I'm saying? It was like everybody wanted that sucker. Whether it was for DVD, games, it was just like. And then Grand Theft Auto just took it to a whole new level. So would a better comparison? I'm just asking. Would a better comparison would be like the Super NES and Genesis gen, where they're popular, people are getting it, but the overall market is still.
I feel.
You know what I mean?
Like now that you bring that up, I agree partially. I think it's a mixture of both. I think it's a mixture of that console and the PS2. The reason why I say that is because the Quest 2 is doing so much to like move the needle when it comes to VR. You might say, yeah, graphically it's not there, right? But like it's like it's not as basic as a Super Nintendo. It's more advanced.
But the point isn't about the technology.
I'm talking about like Nintendo became
the point
popular.
is how mainstream is it?
Oh, the reception.
Like the reception. Like Nintendo's popular, and if you're a Spanish family, your mom called every video game console Nintendo. Ese está jugando Nintendo. No, and I'm like, I'm on Genesis, bro. Like, what are you? But like, people are aware of it.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
But
I agree with
it's
you.
not
like that's a better way of comparing it for sure.
So if I can answer to this, what the person suggested to you, thinking about it in generations, perfectly lines up with my understanding of technology. Yeah. Like I said, the first generation has a hardware problem. The second generation has a software problem. The third generation gets the mindshare, or it solves the mindshare problem. Now, somewhere between the fourth and the fifth generation, that's when the mainstream just starts eating it up like candy. And depending on the product category, will depend on whether it's the fourth or the fifth. But take a look at the original iPhone and take a look at the iPhone 4.
Yes.
Like it was the iPhone 4 that really made it be like, okay, Apple is taking over the world now. There's no more BlackBerry. There's no more Motorola. So every single time that I think about new technologies, I know some people in the chat are like, "Oh, Emmanuel, you haven't played PCVR." It's like, well, I don't need to because I'm talking. Well, even Galaxy, the Galaxy S3 was the first one to really like make it big.
That's true.
So again, it lines up with the fact that you don't need to just analyze things in isolation. You can also take a look at the other industry fields, and it's not until Gen 3 at the very least, but usually Gen 4 or 5 that you're going to have a product going mainstream. So I fully agree with him that PlayStation VR is going to go through this trouble. And while the Quest 2 is an adjacent product, we need to remember that PlayStation VR is a console VR experience, of which it is the only one. Well, unless you count like Nintendo Cardboard. So yes, it's going to have...
Hey bro, you want to play Breath of the Wild in VR?
Yo, that shit is crazy. They literally made a VR cardboard. Yo, that company is wild, man.
Yo, the Soul Cardboard, man, that's impressive to me. Like
they tried, and it didn't hinder them. That's crazy. They tried it.
They sold it well.
They like $200.
They didn't just try. They succeeded. They succeeded.
They took recycled cardboard, and that's crazy. But hey, this is a good segue. Because I like the fact that you said it's tied to the console. Because guess what else is tied to the console? The apparent PlayStation handheld that's rumored to be in development. So let me read this out. This is from Insider Gaming. Let me read this to everybody. Exclusive. Sony's next PlayStation handheld. It says right here, following days of speculation, Insider Gaming can report that there's a new PlayStation handheld in development. Codenamed the Q Lite, the next PlayStation handheld is the next piece of Sony hardware that aims to be yet another piece of hardware that requires the PlayStation 5. Insider Gaming understands that the Q Lite is not a cloud streaming device, but instead uses remote play with the PlayStation 5, a feature the console giant has been pushing these past couple of weeks. Sporting adaptive streaming up to 1080p and 60 frames per second, the new device will require constant connectivity to the internet. As for the console's physical features, early prototypes show the console will look a lot like a PlayStation 5 controller, but with a massive 8-inch LCD touchscreen. LCD? Why not OLED? The device sports adaptive triggers for haptic feedback and will include what you would come to expect from a handheld: volume buttons, speakers, and an audio jack input, etc. Insider Gaming understands that the Q Lite is in its QA phase and it is scheduled to release before the PS5 Pro, which I don't think that's happening, but hey, who knows, and after the detachable disc drive PS5. As previously mentioned by industry insider Jeff Grubb, Sony is planning to announce its second phase of the PS5, which was in reference to its future game slate. Ironically though, this second phase is very much true for Sony's hardware offerings, with the new detachable disc drive PS5, Project Nomad wireless earphones, Project Voyager wireless headset, and Q Lite handheld, all scheduled to release within a very short period. It is understood that the PlayStation 5 Pro is aiming for holiday 2024. which I don't believe anyway. So whenever Sony's next PlayStation console will be, it's seemingly going to be a big one. What do you think of Sony's new handheld console? Let us know in the comments below. Let me start off so I could get you guys going. Let me start off. But I'm like, this idea is dumb as hell if this is what's happening. I think, now granted, they didn't mention if the console can play games natively on its own, but because they kind of described it as it is designed to be a remote handheld with your PS5, that blows my mind. I think that idea is just stupid, right? Because without the PS5, it's a useless device. It's absolutely useless without another major device. Listen, I'm gonna stop this right now. Please do not come. Well, Puerto Rock, you need a TV for a console. That is not the same. That is not. Don't even do that, PlayStation guys. Please don't do that. But Puerto Rock, you need electricity. Don't go there. Like, don't go there, because handhelds for decades upon decades were always their own entity. You bought a handheld, that handheld did everything. In fact, that's what made that handheld appealing, because it came with its own screen. You didn't need the TV. That's what made that handheld appealing. Oh man, I can play games and it already has the screen attached and I can take it wherever I want. That's what made a handheld appealing, right? This doesn't make sense. I don't get this at all. I mean, for that, just push more phones and tablets. Just put the app and let the devices we already have do the job, which technically these things already do that. Just come out with custom controllers and let the device we already own do the remote thing. And some of these have better screens than the LCD. Like, I personally, I don't believe this rumor, me personally, unless the device also plays games natively and they just excluded it for the cloud. Because a lot of people's talking about that. They're like, wait a minute, a remote only handheld? It doesn't make sense. So it is making good trending topic. It is a good topic to trend. But if this device, and I want to ask you guys, assuming that this device does not play game natively and it's not even a cloud streaming device, meaning you buy this handheld, you better have a PS5. Because if you don't, you just got yourself a bookend or doorstop. It does nothing. We'll start this time with Jay. What do you think about this rumor? Like, let me know your thoughts.
I just think it doesn't make sense at all. Like, everything about it. I feel like I've been reading through the chat, and Jess mentioned that there's been a lot of talk lately about, new hardware for PlayStation, and now this handheld, as if it's like on purpose. Like, they're wanting to steer up that PlayStation's coming with new stuff, that's like the theory, that they're stalling the sales of the hardware that's out now on, they're stopping people from buying consoles now and waiting for the new stuff. But besides that, right, I just think that this handheld doesn't make any sense, because like your brother Doc said, you already got a phone, dude. Like, you already got an iPhone, you got a tablet, Yeah, like, you can buy a detachable controller, plug it in, and then play your PlayStation games through there. I've done it, right? It just doesn't make any sense to make a handheld that's the sole purpose is to do that. And I think it's Reforged Gaming that mentioned that the market over the eastern side, they are primarily mobile gamers and a lot of cloud stuff over there, because their infrastructure is much better than it is on the US. And he was saying that a handheld like this could work for those people, because they're out and about so much that they can use that to play their games on the go. But then again, it doesn't make any sense.
They got a tablet already. They already got the device to do that. You already have a way better screen, right? And you can just put a little clip with a PS5 controller and play on the go. Not only that, it's like, it doesn't make any sense if it's only a streaming device, and it also doesn't make any sense if it's an actual handheld like a PSP or a PS Vita, right? Because now you have to take resources from your PS5, which is dominating like crazy, to support this Vita 2.0 with it's
games
not even a Vita, because Vita play games This is a whole new.
That's what I'm saying. No,
this is weird.
What I'm saying is that
I don't know what this is. Yeah, Vita as in is dead on arrival. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that if this handheld could play games on its own, right? Like a phone can play Call of Duty Mobile, right? For example, it's gonna die immediately because they already got a phone. They don't want to play Uncharted at 540p, 30 FPS, looking like crap when they can play it on the PS5, 4K 60, whatever the hell. It just doesn't make any sense. Nintendo's not gonna let them go into that. And Steam Deck isn't going to let them either. They are already supporting the Steam Deck left and right.
I could imagine maybe
the rumor just
PS5 deck with PS5 approved natively on a mobile device. I could maybe see that. Maybe
it's just not.
But even then,
it's weird because. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Even then, I'm like. I don't know, man. Like, this is weird. Go ahead, but finish what you're saying.
They're not gonna sell. It's not gonna sell, in my opinion, because if they make a handheld that's as powerful, if not more, slightly than the Steam Deck, so that it can run those PS5 games at 720p, 30 FPS at best, because that's as much as it's gonna do. Yeah. If they want to compete price to price with the Steam Deck, they're not gonna sell a lot of money because people want to buy. They rather spend $300 on the actual console, or they already have a Steam Deck, or they already have a Switch. It's like it just doesn't make sense for what they're doing on the market right now, which is the highest quality AAA, highest budget games. It doesn't make sense for them to make a handheld and have to, I guess, downgrade some of their games to basically Xbox Series S their games because they want to support this handheld. So it being a cloud only, a remote play only system doesn't work. It's not going to work. It being a PlayStation Cloud game bullshit is not going to work because the servers suck, even more so than an Xbox Game Pass Cloud, and the server infrastructure in the US also sucks. The latency is not that good, and like I said, if it can run games natively like a PSP or a Nintendo Switch, it's gonna look like shit. And they're just taking resources from their AAA games that sell a ton to make these games that probably won't do that well because there's so many competition. There's a lot of competition on the market. There's a Switch, there are tablets, there's the Steam Deck. It's just it doesn't look good.
Right. Before I get to you, Extreme, CB3, thank you for the super chat. These insiders who can't get a PlayStation Showcase date right to save their life are now trying to say we're going to get all this Sony hardware. Shaking my head. I agree with you. I think Sony insiders PlayStation are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I think this is bullshit because this doesn't even make sense, man. Like, there's no logic behind this. Like, yo, Sony would have to be doing lines of dust and opium to really pull this shit. Or like, this doesn't make sense. But hey, Extreme, what do you think about this? What's your perspective?
But before I let Extreme go, I'm sorry. Before I let him go, it would make more sense for them to develop games for iPhones and Android tablets and the Steam Deck than they would doing R&D on this whole system.
I agree. Bullshit. Like, dedicated mobile games in a mobile division would make more sense.
The phone, like I have a tablet that I can play like PS2, GameCube, Wii, the Switch. I can play the Switch on a freaking tablet, bro. Like, they can make games that look great and run great on a tablet or an iPhone. That's my take.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I really hate this topic because, again, this is just us talking about unsubstantiated, stupid things. But whatever, we have to do it for the entertainment, right?
Yeah, so do it for the culture, man. For the culture.
We'll do it for the culture, man. Like, I hate the fact that these journalists just come and just spew out just bullshit. And then we just take it, run with it for like 3 weeks, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, it never happened. No accountability." Like,
we're gonna hold them accountable.
It's so disgusting.
We're gonna do it.
Like, how many times have we heard about the PlayStation Showcase? As soon as the last one was done, they were like, "Yep, next one next week." And every single week after that, I've had to sit there and listen to more insiders: Jeff Grubb, Tom Henderson, Jez Gordon, this person, that cockroach. Guys. Oh my god, it's so annoying. So here we are again, but I'm part of the circus now, so let's dance. You know what? I'm not going to talk about this thing because you guys have already broken it down. It's dumb in so many ways. Instead, I'm going to tell you what I wish would happen if they did release a handheld. Okay, so here's my inside source, which is my imagination. Okay, here's what I would like Sony to do. I would like Sony to release a handheld that can natively play PlayStation 4 games, and then also has the ability to remote play PlayStation 5 games and connect to the cloud directly. So if you didn't have a PlayStation 5 console, you could subscribe to like the deluxe version and blah blah blah, buy your game. Basically,
and stream PS5 games.
Like xCloud,
Yeah,
like xCloud,
remote
basically.
okay.
Like I would like a version of that kind of functionality. So PlayStation 4 games native, PlayStation 5 games streaming somehow. If you have the PlayStation 5, you can remote play. If you don't, you can access a cloud server. That's what I would like. Okay? And the reason why you would want this extra thing rather than just using your phone is simply battery life. Because again, there are many times where I have external devices, especially for cycling, that have a functionality like GPS, which is available on my phone. But I don't want to use my phone because I don't want to drain the battery life. Okay. And that will literally be it. That will literally be the only reason why I will get this thing and not use my phone instead. And of course, it will have the built-in controllers, so I wouldn't have to carry this extra thing around. I know that sounds really bougie, but that does bother me. I have one of those extra controller, the Razer Kishi thing. I have one of them. I tried it once, and I was like, I'm never going to use this thing because I never remember to bring it with me. Okay. You know, and I hate to carry it whenever I do bring it, and I hate how it just basically turns my phone into this like I don't know. It doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. Okay, to me. Okay, that's just a me thing. I don't like Kishi controllers. I don't like external accessories on my phone. So again, I will save my battery life and I will have a built-in controller, hopefully ergonomic. But that's it. That's the only way that I will personally enjoy a handheld as I see it now. Now, these people could be right. Sony could come out and make a compelling case for it, and then maybe I will get it. But so far, I don't even want to talk about this rumor. It just sounds so asinine to me that it's like, you know, when you feel stupid for talking about something stupid. That's how I feel right now.
This is, I gotta admit, this. I heard some shitty insider. Hold up, I heard some shitty insider thing, but this is the worst. This is bad. This is like, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Like this is, I can't believe. I don't think this is. There's no way this is real. This is just straight up bad. What Extreme mentioned, that's actually not a bad concept. They pretty much mobilized the PS4, so you can play all PS4 games, you know, mobile. That's actually not a bad idea. PS4 has a huge library, and a lot of people wouldn't mind, especially if you already have a PSN account and you bought those games digital. You could just play your games that you already own on that, right? Subscribe to PS Plus. There's a lot of PS4 games, right, that you can download and play. And then as far as the PS5, the cloud strategy, I'm not big on cloud, but the reason why I like your version is because the PS5 won't be hindered by this portable device, you know. So I'm cool with that. Now, what are you saying, Kobe J?
Extremes. Yeah, this is something else I wanted to say. Extreme's like wish list for this actually makes more sense than this rumor.
His is a better idea.
Yeah, like, you know, the Steam Deck already proved that the Steam Deck is more powerful than the PS4 when you have a high wattage, like 15 or whatever watts. It's more powerful, so you can see PS4 games that are on the Steam Deck run at the same resolution and better frame rate. You know, when you push it to the extreme, so they can definitely do it for a low price, like $400 or $300. But not only that, the PS4, with how long they supported the PS2 and the PS3, even though nobody freaking plays on it for this long, even to this day, the PSN is still up for PS3. I see the PS4 lasting way longer, considering the fact that the PS5 can backwards compatible most of those games, majority of the PS4 games. I can definitely see that working. And that other point that I wanted to add to what Extreme was saying is that the reason why I got a tablet is because I didn't want that controller on my phone whenever I wanted to play a game. I didn't want my phone heating up because it would be a detriment to my battery life. You know, I don't want to be playing and getting a call and be like, fuck me, god damn it. You know, so I wanted the convenience of having a bigger tablet where I can play mobile games and stream xCloud, whatever, whenever I feel like it. So I definitely see Extreme's wish list being a lot more realistic, and something that I would actually go for. So yeah.
Yo, all right, let me do some super chat. Lester out here being messy. He said, "Will it come with a dock?" Yo, that would be so funny. Imagine Sony makes this handheld, right? That requires the PS5 because it's remote centric, right? So the handheld only works with the PS5 during remote, and then Sony goes, "Oh, we got a great idea. We're making a dock so you can play it on the TV." But the thing is, you already have the PS5 connected to the TV. So
that would actually be less dumb. No, that would actually be less dumb because then if your wife took the main TV, you could take this tablet, put it in the dock, and then play on the secondary TV. That would actually be more functionality. That would be more useful than what we have right now. So, yeah, that makes the idea better.
Oh, so instead of buying a second PS5,
you
can buy
this thing
in the dock and just remote play into another TV. Okay.
Exactly.
All right,
exactly.
that makes sense. Why buy another PS5 when you can just buy this and remote play on a TV? Just because your wife says,
"Great ideas,
get off," That's why you gotta have a man cave.
Can I just say, this idea by this journalist is so dumb that anything added to it makes it better. Like, you could say it dispenses ketchup, and you're like, oh yeah, that would actually be more useful.
This idea is so bad that you are right. Like, it's so bad that we can add anything, and it will actually be an improvement. Any ridiculous thing we can add to it, it will just naturally make it better.
It will be the only PlayStation device that supports Xbox Game Pass. See, better idea. Immediately.
You could get Game Pass. What is it? XCloud. This is the only way Sony will authorize XCloud.
Hey,
instantly better.
Hey, if this actually exists, I can see them just using a Chromium browser and not using their stupid browser that they have for the PS4 and PS5. And I can see people just going Xbox.com/cloud and just play
on the
immediately. It doesn't matter what you add to this dumb idea. Funny. It is made better by anything.
That would be so funny. Oh my god.
I know.
And then you know what I'm saying? And then you could like reverse remote, right? You go to xcloud.com, put it on your handheld, and then remote in through your PS5, and now you're playing on your PS5, xcloud.com, and then everybody's trolling. You know what I'm saying? You know those pictures. They take the picture. Oh,
finally,
look, I'm playing Starfield on my PS5 controller and all that weird shit. Yo, this shit is wild.
That was so weird. When PS4 games came to PC and people were taking pictures with the Xbox controller. I'm like, what are you doing?
I seen that trending. I'm like, oh, I'm playing Halo with my PS5 controller. I'm like, what's like? It's at that point when you play on PC, you can play on whatever controller you want. Like the PC doesn't automatically become a PlayStation or an Xbox because of the controller. Like I always thought that little troll thing was weird. I'm like, damn, these dudes are weirdos on both sides. I'm like, I thought it was just weird.
Yeah,
Alfonso Carter. He said, "What's up, P-Rock? Great content. I'm glad to be able to share part of my 61st birthday with you. My man leveled up. God bless you, my brother. I'm enjoying the show, but I'm out for a great dinner. Hey, yo, get that nice premium steak. Man, do you happy birthday, Alfonso Carter, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the show.
Well done.
Get for your, next year for your birthday, go get yourself a PS handheld. You'll love it. I don't know, man, but shout out.
Check this out. Someone in the chat, Corey, said this fictional handheld will run Starfield better than the Series S.
Oh shit! This is I don't know what to say, man. I mean, that's
great.
Absolutely ridiculous, right? But anyway, so I guess we got it. All right, let's do our final verdict. Number one, do you think this rumor is true? I'll start out. I don't think this is true at all. I would be absolutely shocked that this is true. It would just be mind-boggling if this is anywhere true, right? At best, if this handheld does exist, it plays games natively in some way, some form. Whether it's like Extreme's idea was PlayStation 4, but I cannot see just being a pure remote device. There's no way. This rumor wrong. Call me Jay. What do you say?
I think I agree with you. I think that as it stands now, it's extremely stupid. I would more prefer a Vita 2.0, basically, like another take on a handheld to, coexist with the Nintendo Switch and bring exclusive games to, catered for that platform. Or what Extreme said, which is a PS4 portable, basically, which is possible for them to do. And obviously I don't know what goes on PlayStation. Nobody of us know, but just so don't take what I say as like, oh, this guy's smart or whatever. So this is just me like speculating what I would think it would be a better business move for them to do. I think that making a handheld in general is just a waste of time, of R&D, and of money. I think it's best for them to take advantage of the fact that Steam Deck exists and keep putting games on the Steam Deck or on Steam, on PC in general, because people on PC will buy it, and the people that have a Steam Deck will be like, oh shit, I'm playing this cool PS4 game on the go. That's amazing, So I feel like they waste less money porting the game over, and then they will recoup that back and gain some profit back from the sales of that, rather than having people basically adopt a whole new platform if it's like a PS Vita, and still sort of adopt a new platform if it's like the Extremes wish list, which is like a PS4.
Now, the only counter to that, from a business perspective, is if they stick with the Steam Deck, they're only selling really first-party games. If they make their own device, they got their own store, which is the PlayStation Store, and now all games can be sold. So that's the only thing. So if they go with the Steam gets majority of the money because of third party. Sony only makes money specifically their own games they publish on Steam. But if they make their own handheld, that means they'll call it, Call of Duty, right? Whatever. All the third party games, they will get money because no one's buying it through Steam. They're buying it through the PlayStation Store. So that's the only thing to consider for that. Posts.
I would like to see a handheld, only because I want to see what the ecosystem looks like on a handheld today.
Just to see what they would get right?
Yeah, because
just
the PSP
to see,
and the PS Vita, they were cool, but they were very like.
And they made stupid decisions. The memory card, that was a dumb decision. Very dumb decision.
The PlayStation Network today is
extremely stupid.
Lot more mature. It's very mature today. And I think their mindset has also grown a lot from their mistakes on the handheld back then. Yeah. I just would like to see what a PlayStation Store and like the UI and how it all handles. I would like to see all that on the new handheld, basically. But personally, for me, although Extreme's idea is cool, I would much rather it be an actual handheld that has its own games. Yeah. Because I personally miss
you want unique games.
I miss the Killzone Mercenary. I miss Unit 13, which was like the people that make SOCOM make the game, and I love Unit 13. I would prefer it to be its own thing and not something that can play games that I basically play throughout
just PS4 on the go
generation on the PS4. Yeah, for me it wouldn't work that well because I've already played majority of these games, or I can play them on PC. I would much rather something that I can play exclusive games that are on that device. That's what made me got a PS Vita, because of Assassin's Creed.
Call me Jay. There's no reason that ideas can be combined. Like my thing that can run PS4 native games could also have its library of its own unique stuff. And so if I jump in here, number one, no, I don't believe this rumor. Not as it is proposed. Number two, I love the PlayStation Vita. I came into it super late. But for the short while that I had it, I absolutely loved it. I preferred playing Vita games than remote playing other games. And so for me, a Sony handheld would be extremely attractive, obviously depending on what they do. And I was thinking, listen to Call Me Jay, you would want something that will give you new experiences designed for the handheld experience, which of course makes perfect sense. They've done it before, they could do it again. I would want, right now I'm more sold on like playing Hades again, but on my PlayStation portable handheld thing, right? So again, and the thing is, if you were going to make something that could run PlayStation 4 games really well at 60 frames per second, let's say 1080p even, then there's no reason that it wouldn't have the horsepower to give really great experiences, as brand new experiences as well. So I just think, look, going back to what we said, this rumor is so dumb that in 5 minutes we can all come up with better things. And I trust.
We literally came up with a much better strategy on a podcast.
Much better.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly. And I never think of myself as.
Extreme. Don't sell yourself short. You did it in 1 minute, not 5.
Yeah, like
Thank
literally.
you. Thank you.
Like literally.
Thank you.
It's just incredible.
And listen, guys, I don't think I'm any smarter than Sony engineers or Jim Ryan or Sean Layden or any other people that have ever worked for Sony.
But
So
sometimes
I'm
we
just
are.
like, look, if I could
Sometimes-
think of it in a few seconds,
they probably
Like, come
they
on.
probably already have it, right?
right?
Post Backs Fat. Oh boy. You guys excited for Horizon DLC like me? I need it most definitely. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yes, sir.
Well, built for the
Yes,
PlayStation
sir.
5. Hey, for those that don't know, in order to play this DLC content, you have to have the game beat. So make sure you get it back.
No. For those who don't know, you have to buy the DLC. It's disgusting. I know it's not Game Pass,
Oh my god!
but you have to buy it.
You have to buy the DLC. Yes, it's not free. It's not part of the service.
No, hold on. You have to buy DLC on Game Pass anyway. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's all the same.
oh my god! This guy's
So
terrible.
the
You're
same.
terrible. You're
Something
terrible.
something funny about this whole Horizon thing is that certain people thought that what they were showing, which was gameplay, like running on the PS5, they thought it was CGI.
So, of course,
So
I
that was
love it.
crazy.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact
No, it's
that
because people can't believe it. Like,
You know-
imagine if you saw Halo Infinite, and then on the other side is what life was. You wouldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
You
but you know what's funny? Because they saying, "Oh, this is cinematics, whatever." They don't understand that that's actually them trying to downplay the game, saying, "Oh, this is just CGI, whatever." They're actually positively, hyping the thing up. Because let's say there's people that do listen to them. Let's say the non-fanboys. Let's just say people on Twitter, they just run across this tweet. They don't know what's going on. They don't know they're fanboys. They're just whatever. And they see this thing of CGI and they look at it and they're like, oh yeah, that's really nice with CGI. But then when they actually see gameplay, they be like, wait a minute, hold on. That's not CGI? That just gets people more hyped. So they don't realize they're actually setting PlayStation up to make it even look better. Because when people realize, hold on, this isn't CGI. This is how the game is. Hey,
I just say
you just hype
the
the game up even
smartest
more.
thing, the smartest thing I have seen the Xbox camp do is somehow take Sony Excellent and twist it. So now they say all your games are just beautiful third-person cinematic-looking games, but that's all they have, no gameplay. So it's like they went from this isn't real gameplay to this is real, but it's so good that you must have lost something else. Like, so many people are like, the combat in Horizon is boring, and I'm like, how? Have you ever fought a T-Rex? Have you ever fought any of the machines in Horizon?
Reforged
How
Gaming
would you
actually
ever
had
think
a
that is
really
boring?
good, like, counter to those arguments that people say that PlayStation games are just movie-based games. He was saying something like, if they're just that, then how come Xbox hasn't catch up to movie games? How come movie games are selling more than Xbox games that have quote-unquote better gameplay and longevity and retention and all this other stuff? I thought that was funny.
Right. Oh, this is an interesting super chat. Glorious War says it's not a handheld, it's an accessory / controller. Don't get bent out of shape over it. Might replace my backbone if the price is right.
Okay, but what's the price? What do you think
Well,
the price
number
will
one,
be?
we don't even know if this is even real to make a definitive statement that it's an accessory controller. Like, we don't even know if this is real. Then number two,
Okay, let's
you're
say
right.
it is. Let's
What's
say
the
it is.
price? Let's say if it's $350, you still gonna call it a controller?
No.
Or $400?
It's a PlayStation.
And it has
You
a
can
TV,
just buy a PlayStation.
and it has a TV screen on it. Like, let's say if it's a TV
Check
screen.
this out.
Let's say it has a TV screen, a volume button, audio jack, pretty much what you expect out of a handheld, and they charge $400 for it, right? But it's
my
not
God.
as
I think he's saying
comfortable-
that you use your phone. I think he's saying you use, like, it's a Razer Kishi, but from PlayStation.
No, he didn't say that.
What?
He said
No, I
it's
don't-
not
I
a
don't
handheld, it's an
think it is.
accessory controller. Don't get bent out of shape over it.
Yeah.
Might replace my backbone. Like, I
See?
think I
The
don't think right
backbone.
now,
As
because
in the phone
right
thing.
now the
The
rule is
backbone.
that
That's
it
what he's
is a
talking about.
handheld, not a peripheral.
But he's saying that it's not. I think that's his point.
If his point is it's not a handheld,
I mean,
it's
but we
a,
don't really know.
I don't know. But then again, why would, like, let's say if it's not a handheld at all, why would you name it a project?
It's just a controller.
It's just a controller. Like, you don't hear project whatever for an accessory controller. That doesn't.
Well, to be fair, they haven't named the project. They've just told us that it was project. So this entire conversation is again limited
it's just weird.
The amount of false information we've been given.
I know this is just weird.
Okay, let's
shout out to Saltiest Gaming. What up? What's up?
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Let's say if it is a controller, then why is this even secret? Like, who cares?
Yeah, no. So if it is a controller, like, what makes them think they're gonna do a better job than? I mean, I'm sure that they could do a better job than the Backbone. Is it called?
Yeah.
They already licensed Backbone to make a PlayStation style controller.
That's true.
So it's like, they don't really have to go all crazy with a controller like Xbox does. They already have the Backbone. They have their DualSense controller.
Listen. Xbox
but even then, like, why you need an inside? Why you need inside information over an accessory controller? Like, that's not.
I'm just saying, P-Walk.
Yeah.
Listen, let PlayStation make useless hardware, okay? Let them make useless hardware. Xbox made the fridge. We can't complain.
If we speculate quickly about what the price could be, right? If it's a handheld that just does remote play, or if it's just that, to me,
$150.
Yeah, it has to be a $150, or
because it's not processing anything.
100. And it would be impossible because having the DualSense style controllers with adaptive triggers, having a screen that looks good is going to be expensive. Having a battery, having a little processor so that it can at least run,
maybe 200,
process the image,
maybe 200.
Like, even at 200, right? You would just add 100 more and get a digital PlayStation. No,
digital PlayStation is 400.
It's 400.
It's 400.
Oh, it's 400.
Yeah.
Okay, then 200 would work.
200. It's got to be no more than 200. That's the only way I can see this. But even then, everybody's gonna be like, "What? I can't. I need my PS5 to be." It's just. Let's move on to the next topic.
Guys, can I just say there's a Venn diagram, okay, of when you could possibly use a thing like this. If you made it what the journalist suggested, where you need to have a PS5, you need to be connected online all the time and everything. When is the Venn diagram of you are not at home, but you're somewhere with a great internet connection, your Wi-Fi at home is also amazing already, okay, and you have enough time to dive into console games, but you're not choosing mobile games instead. Like, I'm just like, where is that Venn diagram? How many hours in the week do you estimate that this would be true for you?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, no. If I'm on a train, for example, people will be like, when you're in transit, then it's like, how is my internet going to work through the tunnel? Like,
at work.
Listen, here's the sad reality, okay? And I know you Sony ponies are not gonna like what I gotta say, but PlayStation is just following behind what Xbox is doing, copying their every move. Controllers, cloud gaming. They
for controllers.
They have a deal with Microsoft to have their servers running on PlayStation Cloud gaming bull crap. All right, so get out of here with this.
Speak it.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess best case scenario is better than a controller hoodie. Let's touch on God of War. Let's touch on God of War Ragnarok New Game Plus, which is available now. Just a little community service announcement. So, new armor, level cap enhancements, and more available New Game Plus. Mark Cerny, $2. He says it's a handheld. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Well, you heard it. Mark Cerny came on the podcast and says, "Hey, it's a handheld. Deal with it."
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mark.
Remake, please.
Let's see what it says. It says the God of War Ragnarok New Game Plus update is available now. To make sure you're ready to jump back into the 9 realms, we put together everything you need to know below. Change the way you play, new equipment, an increased level cap, new enhancements. All this and more is introduced with God of War Ragnarok New Game Plus mode. As soon as you've beaten the game, you will be able to dive right into a New Game Plus save to experience the story again with many more gameplay options available from the start. Your equipment weapons, including the Draupnir spear and skills, will carry over from your previous save, so you'll be able to use the entire arsenal from the beginning of your journey. Please note that you will not start the game with access to Sonic and Hex arrows. All areas requiring either those arrows or the Draupnir spear to access will not unlock until you have reached a point in the main questline in which they become available via the story. New equipment, Armor of the Black Bear. Rest assured, we have been taking note of the request to add Kratos' cloak from the opening scene since the launch of God of War Ragnarok. The armor of the Black Bear will keep Kratos bundled up against the Firm Winter Frost.
even after the sled
Fimbulwinter.
chase. Fimbulwinter, there you go. Hey, I'm not Norwegian, I'm Puerto Rican, right? Its stats focus on strength and defense with a perk that rewards your last second evade with a volley of Bifrost shards. Your New Game Plus run will begin with the armor of the Black Bear already equipped, Spartan armor. If you want a serious test of your skills and to take on the toughest challenge you can get in God of War Ragnarok, the Spartan armor is for you. With no perk, no stats, and locked at power level 1, the Spartan armor lets you take a more Spartan approach towards protection. Holy shit. This set is perfect for those who want to strip down your power to the minimum and leave no room for error. If you're brave enough to face the coming of Ragnarok pecs first, then give this set a try. That's literally like,
That's awesome.
a basic enemy could just breathe on you and you'll die. Power level
Yo,
1?
on Give Me God of War, that happens anyway.
Yo.
It doesn't really matter.
This is like, you have to be like mentally unhealthy to try that. Like, if you beat the game, listen, whoever tries this, please stream it. Because this is something you gotta stream. Like, the world has to see this. If you're more into the Spartan general look and less into challenging gameplay, you can always transmog this armor onto another set to achieve the look without sacrificing protection. Alright. The Spartan armor can be acquired for hack silver at Holdra's Brother Shop. Ares armor. Returning favorite from God of War 2018 New Game Plus are the Ares and Zeus armors with new visuals and perks. The Ares armor rewards the lucky with a chance to drop a health stone on hit. When you stomp the health stone, you also get a rage gain alongside a bigger explosion. The Ares armor can be purchased for hack silver at Holdra's Brother Shop. Zeus armor. The Zeus armor will enable the ultimate risk reward playstyle. This set greatly increases your melee and runic damage while also increasing incoming damage. A single hit could be enough to take even Kratos down with a Zeus armor equipped, so you'll need to be mindful of where your enemies are while you prepare to deal out punishment with raw power this armor provides. The Zeus armor can be acquired by defeating Gná, the Valkyrie Queen, and completing certain remnants of Asgard on New Game Plus save. I already did all that. Spartan Aspis
Gná was a little bitch.
Yeah,
honestly.
she was a pain in the
She
ass.
was easy.
Out of all of them.
She was easy.
Nah.
She was easy. Compared to the Valkyrie Queen in the first game, wasn't even a challenge. So I'm glad they're gonna give her new moves because I'm just like, you're a little wimp.
Spartan Aspis New Shield. It says the Spartan Aspis return in God of War Ragnarok and displays Kratos' heritage boldly. The Spartan Aspis is similar to the Trusted Guardian Shield, but has a significantly tighter parry window. While more challenging to time, successful parries yield a more damaging reward. The Spartan Aspis can be purchased. Okay, armor appearances. These are some examples here. For those of you looking to keep things fresh, we also remixed 13 of our existing armors with new color combinations and styles that were previously unavailable. These new appearances can be bought at the Brother Shop and applied to any of your existing level +9 armor in Transmog menu. The new Berserker armor appearance can be acquired after defeating the Berserker King on New Game Plus. The new level cap. In New Game Plus, both Kratos and your enemies will become more powerful. With an increased level cap, you will be able to convert all your level 9 equipment, armor, whatever, yada yada, into new Plus versions that will provide additional level progression. Converting your equipment will also yield a gilded coin that can be used to purchase one of the new enchantments from the shop. We also added a quality of life adjustment to the shop, so you'll be able to purchase and sell resources incrementally. Buying some materials to get your equipment tip-top shape for your New Game Plus run is now smoother than Kratos' scalp. New enhancements, gilded coins, engraving, and badge achievements. Enchantments. If you ever agonize over an armor choice because you couldn't choose a favorite perk, the new enchantments available in the shop are for you. Take a selection of powerful and versatile perks from armor engravings and shield rones. What's the problem? Badges, anyway, allowing you to equip them in your amulet as enchantments. For example, you can purchase the Dragon Engraving, which has the Dragon Scaled Breastplate perk. Dragon's Fury blocks and parries grant a strength and defense stacking buff. You can equip that in your amulet while wearing a different chest piece, like the new Curious of Ares, allowing you to combine 2 different chest armor perks at once. Oh wow, that's nice.
Wait, is this build diversity? Those Elden Ring people will be amazed. Oh my god, wow.
Yeah, that.
It's Sony first party game with build diversity.
Build diversity.
Yes.
The most powerful attachments from the gilded coins will require certain stat thresholds to be met to encourage and reward you for getting clever with your builds. With so many new options available, we can't wait to see what combinations you make. Berserker Soul Drop, Stat Boost Enchantments. Defeating the Berserker Souls on New Game Plus will also reward you with new enchantments to equip. While not as flashy as some of the perk enchantments, these will give you a big boost to select stats so you can lean into whatever build you like best even more. Burdens. Burdens are a new set of enchantments that will allow you to equip negative perks for a tailor-made challenge. For example, the Burden of Evasion will automatically give Kratos the Frost status effect when he rolls. Man, some of you guys are masochists.
These people played Returnal, didn't they? They played Returnal. They were like,
these guys are masochists.
Let's get that.
This is pretty much reminds me of Returnal stuff. For those who seek to ramp up the difficulty for an exceptionally brutal experience, you can combine burdens with the Spartan armor. Oh my god. We also added a new UI option called Show Difficulty of Visualization, which will display the current difficulty setting on the HUD, as well as how many burdens you have equipped. Feel free to flex a little bit to your friends. These are guys, they're going to go out on Twitter and talk shit. They equip the Spartan armor, highest difficulty, every burden, and they beat the game without dying or getting hit.
Flex.
Yeah, talking about flex.
If you don't play on Give Me God of War, I don't even want to see your gameplay.
Oh shit!
Let's not do this.
And you can show.
I don't even want to
see
see it.
And I can see proof. I need to see proof.
I don't even want to see. If you don't put on the hard, you don't have to put on the Spartan armor. You don't have to put on burdens, but you have to put on the hardest difficulty, or it doesn't count. That's all.
Okay.
I'm a get kid this.
New progression pass. It says new skill mod plus. Upgrade your skinny skill mods using XP to further enhance the effects of your favorite mods. Platinum tier labors. Carry over any progress from your kill labors or ratata tasks. And continue to unlock
Get to the good part.
Additional stat gains. Nornir chests will now provide Yggdrasil Dew to allow players to push stats far beyond the previous limits. Expanded Niflheim Arena. The Spartan Arena in Niflheim is New Game Plus. Will give you a ton of new options to play with alongside a selection of new enemies for you to face off against. You will now be able to play as either Kratos or Atreus and choose any of the following companion characters to fight beside you. Atreus with Kratos, Freya, Brock, Sindri, Angrboda, Ingrid, Thor. Oh, I loved playing with Thor. I ain't gonna lie, and Thrud.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yes, this is the good part.
Playing with Thor. Oh, that's dope. Ooh, Kratos and Thor? Ooh!
No. Atreus and Thrud. That's a combo. That's a combo right there.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, I love playing as Atreus, man. Like, honestly, give me that Horizon vibe with the arrows. I love playing. I love archery, like just in games. So yeah,
with
that's
any
the combo right there.
Combination possible, we can't wait to see how creative you can get. I'm looking forward to Kratos and Thor. Those are the two top dudes. Ooh.
Nah, they're not even friends.
I don't care. They're gonna be friends. Only Porter Rock can make them friends. Only friends today.
Atreus and Prude, that's the combo right there, man. Okay. When I played as Atreus in that game, I was like, my god, this is amazing.
All right.
And the only thing I missed was that I didn't play enough as Atreus. I know so many people were like, oh my god, it was so boring. I'm like, are you kidding?
Atreus loved it. I would love his own game, to be honest.
Exactly. This is literally it, like in testing phase. So I'm just like, as soon as I saw this, I'm like, PlayStation, you do me so well. Like,
for those who didn't beat it, when you do like the after part of the game, right? They did mention, because you don't have Atreus no more, they did mention that Atreus is off on his own adventure. I don't know if that opens the door for his own side game or something.
He needs his own game, man. He needs to go to Egypt.
He was awesome.
I think on an interview he alluded to that he wanted the game, or he wanted his story to continue till he get older.
It was awesome. So even if it's like DLC, like, you know, a DLC content just for him, I'll take that.
No. I want a Miles Morales, man. Give him a Miles Morales sized game.
I could dig it either way.
Give 10 hours. 10 hours. Yeah. Great. Little short thing.
Minimum a DLC. Minimum.
No, I don't want a DLC. I want his own game. I want his own fully fledged mechanics. His own. Yeah, exactly. His own armor sets. I want that bow and arrow.
He just doesn't want it tied to the to freaking God of War.
Okay. I definitely don't want it tied to Halo.
All right, definitely not Halo, right? All right, available. Give Me No Mercy and Give Me God of War in New Game Plus. If you choose to play on Give Me No Mercy or Give Me God of War difficulties, all boss and mini bosses will have runic armor, strategic runic usage in these fights. It can make the difference between victory and defeat. In New Game Plus, enemies turning elite can now also happen on Give Me No Mercy. In addition to Give Me God of War, elite enemies will gain an increase in power level, so make sure you keep a special eye on them. Alright, black and white render mode. Okay, so they got black and white mode, and skip cinematics. 5 new modes on the graphics, so you can skip cinematics. And then looking on Twitter, let me go back to Sony Santa Monica. They did say they forgot some things in the patch notes. That
it was a skip cinematics. That they wanted to update.
Okay, yeah. To confirm, cinematics are skippable. Apologies for the oversight of patch notes. Yeah, so cinematics are skippable, so you don't have to, if you don't want to see the story all over again. Yeah, that's incredible. So this is good stuff. And then black and white mode, they probably did that because of this. It's gonna be, all the photos. They're gonna do that. Look at all these photos already.
The only thing they missed out is that they should have made a DLC trophy for Give Me God of War. I need people out here to be honest, because if you didn't play it on Give Me God of War, I don't care. It doesn't count to me.
Yeah, I've heard a few people on Twitter disappointed that they didn't add trophies to the harder modes.
Yeah, they're moving away from that.
Been doing that lately with their games.
Everybody's moving away from that.
Yeah.
That kind of,
Listen. I agree that difficulty trophies should not be part of the main game list. I don't think it should be there. But I think part of the DLC, especially when you give a substantial update like this, come on, chuck it in there. Chuck in the DLC trophy. You can still get a platinum without it, so it doesn't hurt anyone.
Or have a different way of showing that you did it. Maybe something on, if you beat the game on New Game Plus, Give Me God of War, you get an exclusive skin or something that you can take
or a UI element that I can change. Yeah, let me show it
on
off
your profile. You know how they have these little collectibles you can put on your account now.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's oh, this guy did that. You don't got trophies, but you got that now.
Yeah, no, that could be cool. Actually, that'd be a good way to leverage those new collectibles, because it's you got the platinum, but only if you beat the game the way we intended.
Right.
You get this particular thing. That would be cool. Actually, that would be cool.
Let me catch up.
You're a smart man.
Let me catch up on some super chats.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me catch up on super chats for the crew. It said True SSJ Havoc, member for 9 months. Made a special note saying Platinum God of War right on time. Let's go. Sup P-Rock. Definitely. I platinumed that game too. Like I said, certain games you just gotta keep playing. And now this God of War New Game Plus, and I rarely play New Game Plus, but there's just too much stuff in this. Really like it. Let me see. Let me go look at pardon me. There's so much. We got
YouTube
we
definitely
got.
has to have a thing.
I think I said it. I think I said everybody.
Maybe.
Let me see.
YouTube
no!
needs
Glorious
to have
War.
something where
Glorious
you can
War.
dismiss it.
He has another super chat. Glorious War said the same price as the DualSense Edge. Backbone has no haptics. Everything has a project name. Even the new headphones. I'll use it when I watch AFL. I mean.
Well, if it works on my
because
tablet,
the DualSense Edge is $200, but that's a pro controller.
Yeah,
it has a whole bunch of features.
That the way that he put it, right? Yeah. That makes more sense as well, because it's you have the DualSense, you have the DualSense Pro or the Edge, but now you have this, which you can use on your portable, because we all agree that it being just a streaming device sucks, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
All of that ideas.
But Extreme made a point. We could come up with any idea, and it's better than this
anything.
Right,
literally.
It could be a spaghetti shaker.
So even this, Glorious War, this is better than an actual.
Right. So hear me out. My idea, which was to make it just an actual a Nintendo Switch, and also Extreme's idea to make it a PS4 portable is a good idea. But then you're asking people to adopt a new platform. I think that what this person was saying actually makes more sense, it being a high-end mobile controller that you can put on your phone or on your tablet to play remote play games, or because I think Sony's also trying to dig their claws more into mobile games. So I don't know. I think it's either the I don't know. I don't fucking know, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I think it's just whatever. I think at this point,
that's a good perspective.
Wait and see.
It's a good perspective.
Yeah, good perspective, Glorious. Good stuff. Hey, well, I guess we'll just chalk this up to wait and see. But for that, I think we just covered enough. It's already 7:30 out here. 10:30 for Eastern time. It's like 9 in the morning for Extreme. Whatever. They're in the middle of winter.
12:30.
In the middle of winter down there. But anyway, hey, let's do your shout outs. Hey, Extreme, say your shout outs. Let people know your your Twitter, but let them know what you're doing.
Alright guys, if you want to find me on Twitter, it is at InfoExtreme. I have the worst takes apparently, so just go ahead and let me know that in the comments. I love it. Adds a good amount of darkness to my day. So just go ahead and find me there if you're so interested. But yeah, no, it was really fun being here. Listen, guys. Don't wait for facts. Just be outraged now. Like, why wait? Just listen to your humor, say that's stupid, and then carry that outrage with you all throughout your day. It's a great way to live life. So yeah, that's what I recommend.
Hey, Lester, welcome to North Carolina. Hey, I've lived in North Carolina. Oh my God, I bought my house in 2012 in North Carolina. I'm in Cali now, so I'm living the Cali life. But I still have a house in North Carolina. I still have my house out there. But I've been, that's almost like second home. But I'm not going back. I'm going to Florida when I retire out of California. That's a whole different conversation.
Look at P-Rock saying he's got a holiday home. He's just like, oh yeah, man. I casually have friends around the world.
Who are you? Like, that's not a holiday. No, that's like my house. The only reason why I'm in California is because the Marine Corps told me to be in California. Like this, we don't give a damn if you got a house. You're going over here. I'm like, all right. Well, what can I do?
Listen, James Bond gotta have multiple homes, right?
No. Don't wish that on me. Like, no, I'm just a simple guy with simple tastes.
Oh, of course.
Airbnb it.
I'm a simple guy with simple
I don't want to
tastes.
blow your cover. It's okay.
Like Liam Neeson, I don't know who you are, but I will find you. I have no money. I'm dead broke. I lost my wife. But I have a particular set of skills. I will find you. Anyway, hey,
someone wants us to talk about the Metro article. What's the Metro article?
The Metro article? What?
Yeah, Gamer Boy.
Metro article. He said you're not gonna talk about that Metro article.
The Metro?
Is it about the Xbox fanboys?
What happened?
Because I know that you have a third topic, but we were gonna cut it short.
Oh, the RE4?
Oh, they were begging for Capcom.
Oh, the begging for Capcom? No, you're not going to talk about that Metro article? Well, he said yeah, but the problem is we have so many questions, I'm not sure what he's saying yeah to. Because we asked like 9 questions, and he just says yeah. Of
course.
I'm like, now I'm not sure what he's saying. Which one you saying yeah to? Because I was going to talk about the RE4. I mean, we could touch on that. It's pretty pathetic. I mean, nah, man, can't run Pentiment.
I was answering someone else's question or whatever.
Which Metro article?
Yeah, I'll touch on it real quick. I think that
the one about Sony benefiting from MS buying ABK. Oh hell no! What? Oh what? Listen, I'm afraid to even look at that article. Like that might make me dumber.
Yeah.
That might, bro.
Yo, Gamer Boy. We can file this under another. Gaming media is dumb, and we should probably not cover the stupidity that they say.
How Sony benefiting from MS buying ABK? Like,
we should probably just put it under that and be like, yep, let's just move on with our lives.
Right now, the people who are primarily benefiting this is Game Pass. Game Pass gamers will benefit from anything Microsoft buys because Microsoft boxed themselves into supporting Game Pass. So.
But actually, wait, this would be like the second podcast in a row.
But I'll say this, I can respect any gamer saying, shit, I hope Microsoft buys the industry. Because they're all about Game Pass, and that's all they give a shit about. So I could be like, yo, I get it.
Wait, P-Rock, are you actually going to have a podcast where you don't mention the ABK deal?
Oh,
is that allowed?
We're moving on. Oh, yeah.
Is that allowed?
Oh, yeah. Cause,
all right, okay. I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know it was possible.
I need to take care of my high blood pressure. Like, oh man, this topic is, oh my god, like, just please get it over with, bro. Let this topic die. Like, God, Lee, this is the worst topic, and that's why I was going to talk about, like the whole. Now I'm seeing momentum of buying Capcom. I'm like, oh my god, like, please, no, like, oh, like I can't. like all this acquisition shit.
Oh yeah, why? They were asking for them to buy Capcom
I
next.
know. I'm like, I'm so
It's
done
annoying.
with acquisition talk, man. Like, golly, bro. But anyway,
Yeah, I just hope that whatever happens, if it goes or if it doesn't, like the FTC or whatever puts a stop for a couple years so that we can just talk. Like everybody talks more about games and less about this whole bullcrap.
No, Comedy, you're wrong. I just want them to make it
get outta
illegal
here.
to publicly disclose that they're doing acquisitions. Just tell me when it's done. Like, you know what? You know what they did when they bought Insomniac? That was the best way to do it. They're like, hey, these motherfuckers are ours now. Alright, bye. That's what I want. Like, you can make all of your acquisitions. I just don't want to hear about it. Just don't discuss it in public. I wish Microsoft had come in August this year and be like, hey, ABK is ours. Here's what's going to happen. Call of Duty stays, everything else goes. That's it.
yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, call me Jay. Let them know where they can find you.
Hey man, you can find me not on Twitter, but you can find me on Twitch if you look up Call Me J360. Haven't streamed in 23 days. I'm just looking at it right now, but still, whenever I go live, you can be there and be
Too
like,
busy
"You
playing
fucking suck,
Twitter,
you
bro."
don't know how to aim. Yeah, I know, right, bro? My high blood pressure, man. You know, like the
was
games are not giving me that you know that energy, so I gotta go on Twitter and argue with people. No, I'm just kidding, but
All right.
I just been busy. But you know, follow me on Twitter. And I want to add to Extreme's outro saying that he has bad takes. I don't think they're bad takes because you're getting people talking about it.
Yeah,
You know?
man.
You're getting people quote tweeting you and shit. That's not a bad take. That's a pretty good take. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I have a great things, but people keep telling me I'm wrong, even though they don't prove I'm wrong. You know, it's
Twitter, it's
whatever.
Twitter.
It's
It's
whatever.
Twitter.
It's Twitter,
Go
right?
with
I
it.
embrace it. I embrace it.
Well,
I embrace
embrace
it. I
it.
welcome it now.
Right.
I welcome it
Listen,
now.
there you go.
You,
man.
all you gotta do is say, "Listen, guys, I'm right.
You're
wrong, and that's that." Like, you know,
No, you gotta say,
just
I'm right,
because you
you're
got
wrong.
an
Go
opinion
talk to your
doesn't mean
mama.
that.
Go
There
argue,
you go.
Go argue
Just
with your
because
mama.
you got an opinion, it doesn't mean that you're right.
Yeah.
I'm still right.
Just because you can
There you
type
go.
words doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. Stop it.
There you go.
Anyway, hit the like
There we go.
button. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you guys for showing up on Wednesday. I know this was impromptu.
You said the like button.
But hit the like button, and of course, see you guys on Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. West Coast, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and whatever time it is equivalent in Europe, Asia, Australia, all around the world, Antarctica, wherever you guys at. Anyway, I hope to see you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we are out of here. Peace.
We're all Puerto Ricans. Hit the like button.